then we are going to be talking about fucking Disney. That's what we are. We went to,
Cool. And then they were like,
Lola, so, yeah, man, today we are going to be talking about MegaCon.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, but who the hell cares about wildlife anyway?
Right.
I didn't hear shit that you guys were talking about.
he said I reminded him of Mr. Popo, and I said that's racist.
No, seriously. Obviously, some of this happened before the episode started, so obviously there's a lot of shit that you missed when she was like, I was like, breathe. We have a half an episode to talk about this secret invasion shit, and she was like, don't tell me what to do. And I just burst out laughing because it reminded me of a scene from Dragon Ball Z Abridged between Kami and Mr. Popo when they were talking with Piccolo before they fused, and Popo is high off his ass because he dropped a gallon of LSD, and he goes out of nowhere, Kami, I need you to tell me that I can leave the lookout whenever I want to. And Kami goes, Mr. Popo, you can leave the lookout whenever you... And before he even finishes, Popo was like, bitch, don't tell me what to do.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Archive podcast. As always, my name is Lewis, and with me, Lola, Yadi, and Justin. Forget everything that just happened. It was great.
Don't
forget it.
Don't tell me what to do.
Side note, I love how you always start, as always, my name is Lewis, like you sometimes change it.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning, actually. At the beginning,
Yeah,
it was Lady Gaga for like 50 episodes.
Oh,
sometimes
Lady
his
Gaga.
name is Jeff.
And sometimes was Luis, and so it's
true.
as
You haven't
always.
changed your name in a while.
I know.
Sometimes his name is Jeff.
My name is
My
Jeff.
name Jeff.
He's el jefe. All right.
Carry on.
Beautiful.
No, it's not Ryan. And talking about Ryan, we're gonna do the previously on.
Woohoo!
Hey nerds, this is Ryan. Previously on the Nerd Archive podcast, Lewis falls behind by yet another point in the Nerdy Quote game. I think Lola's about to lap him. It's a good thing Justin doesn't play the Nerdy Quote game. I'm sure he'd just cheat at it like he does at Among Us. And the nerds talk about Secret Invasion. I am so glad that show is almost over. Now Lewis will have to find some other dumbass reason to kick me out of the chat. And then the nerds talked about the Twitter name change. Wait, Nope, not that. They talked about Microsoft buying out Activision. It's funny because Microsoft is Sarah's nickname for Lewis in the bedroom. And then everyone picks super hearing over mind reading for a superpower. I'm going to pick mind reading because I like to read Lewis's mind. Here's his thoughts right now. Anyways, let's see what the nerds get into this week.
Thank you, Ryan.
That was amazing.
Every week gets better.
Hell yes.
Unlike you.
The salt flows freely.
Oh, yeah. Yo, dude, that was great. No, I don't wish it was Ryan. Or Brian. I'm sorry. Ryan? Brian? We don't know yet. All right, so before we get into the Nerdy Quote of the Week, just so you know, we're talking about Twitter. Just kidding. We're not. We're going to be talking about the finale of Secret Invasion. And probably this segment is going to be 10 minutes long since the episode was barely 30 minutes. And also maybe Nintendo dropping a next-gen console. I don't know. Maybe. All right. So, Justin.
Yes.
Take it away.
Woo! That's right, everybody. Time once again for Lewis's favorite segment in the entire world. the segment known as Nerdy Quote of the Week.
Yeah.
Today, I'm actually going to do a double header to make up for the sad and sorry disappointment that was the Secret Invasion finale. So, yeah, we have 2 Marvel quotes this week. So let's do the first one right off the bat. Don't do anything I would do, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's a little gray area in there, and that's where you operate.
Iron Man, for sure.
Mm.
Anybody, please?
You still have half an answer to give me, so
Yeah, well, we're gonna wait until everyone else says something.
no, you're not. You started the guess. You need to finish it.
I didn't
That's how it works.
guess. I just said it sounds like him.
Fine, fuck it. I'm calling on you first. Finish your answer.
God damn it. Can you repeat it, please, in a sentence? You wanna fuck with me, asshole? Do it.
Okay, all right. Don't do anything I would do, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's a little gray area in there, and that's where you operate.
Oh, you said it again. I didn't guess. Can you go to someone else? No, damn it. Iron Man in Infinity War. Go for it. I don't know.
Okay.
0 points.
Yadi.
Ah. Oh, Iron Man in the Spider-Man movie. It's not Homecoming. It's the first one from Tom Holland. What name is that movie?
I'm not helping you, bitch.
I don't know. Oh no, wait. It's Civil War when they first met. Right? Sure. Go there.
Final answer? Fantastic.
answer.
Move on to Lola.
Okay, Lola.
Spence.
I'm gonna say Iron Man and Homecoming.
Okie doke. Everybody's guesses are in, and that first quote was stated by Tony Stark in the movie Spider-Man Homecoming.
I did say
So-
Homecoming. I did say it.
You changed it to Civil War, you fucker. All right, so Lola gets 2 points for that. Lewis gets 1 point, and Yadi gets 1 point.
2 points. There you go. I knew it.
Yeah, but you changed your answer, so you should have just stuck with it. You should have just
I
stuck
gave-
with it
I
the
gave-
first time.
I gave more answers.
It doesn't matter.
That it just brings more to the table.
All right.
And Ryan said Chewie from the Hanukkah special.
Another incredible answer and another 50 points. I'm sure Sarah will appreciate that one. All right. So let's move on to our second quote. This is wild. The 2 of you, same person. I mean, it's a little unnatural, but wow, wild.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck? Please repeat it.
It was good. It was good. Please repeat it.
I think I upped the difficulty on this one.
Yeah.
To 100.
Maybe. This is wild. The 2 of you, same person. I mean, it's a little unnatural, but wow, wild.
I'm trying to figure out who sounds like it. Bill Nye and twins.
You got it. Another 50 points.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say Morbius in the Loki show.
Okay, there's Lola's.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh
of.
man! Now that you said that, wow,
That's what kind of led me
Oh.
to that, but I might be completely wrong. To be
Wow.
completely honest with you, I'm just throwing shit out there at this point.
Wow. Man, I'm telling you, man. God damn it. I'm copy paste Morbius
Say it.
in Loki show.
Okay, there's Lewis.
Isn't it Mobius? You
I
say
think it's.
Morbius?
Oh, it's Mobius, yeah, because Mobius strip.
I'm thinking of
because-
Morbius, the vampire
I
thing.
always
Yeah, Mobius.
fuck shit up. It's fine.
I don't
It's
know
alright.
why
I'm
they
not here
almost
to
named
correct you.
two.
It's just it was tripping me out.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Say
Do I
what
get
was
a
it?
do I get an extra point if I tell you what episode? No? Okay.
I'm gonna say the same, just because if we all lose, then we're good. Mobius and Loki.
No, technically not. So they all have to take separate guesses.
Separate
And he
guesses.
was-
If we I'm sorry,
Lewis
but
was tempted to to help out, I think, but
no.
all right. So all guesses are locked in.
Locked
Yeah.
in.
Nice. All right. So that will so the quote was stated by He Who Remains, a variant of Kang
Oh.
in the series Loki, when he confronted
I guess we got Loki.
Loki and Sylvie.
Yeah.
We got Loki, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the series right, so everybody gets 1 point for that.
So we get two quotes and I
I
ended
don't
up with
even know.
like literally 2 points. At least I got a point for each.
Yeah, it's all good. It is all good. All right. So at the end of this double header, the scores stand at Lola still in the lead, extending her lead actually with 35 points. Yadi falling a little bit at 28 points, and Lewis holding up the rear, probably with his wife's thumb. Woohoo!
Yes.
With
you.
25 points. And yeah, so ends another round of the nerdy quote of the week. And now moving on to our feature presentation. But before we do that, let's play out with a little bit of music.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Justin. Thank you for this bullshit of a game. So, Secret Invasion. Ryan, you can leave. Although, for those that are watching, Ryan, he said he's going to be here next week. So now I'm holding you to it. So
Stay tuned next week for our special guest,
Ryan Wopat.
Classic Brian.
Fucking Brian. All right. So, Secret Invasion. Episode finale. I said what I said.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Moving
yeah.
on.
Yeah. So,
It ended. The season ended.
yep, the
And-
season ended.
That's it.
I know it's not. But we're gonna keep talking. The episode was literally less or 30 minutes, and I say less because there was a previously and there was a after credits, not after credits scene, but after credits. So
Credits. Yes.
yeah. So you know,
Are we just
I-
all equally disappointed at this last episode?
Yes, I
Okay,
was.
cool.
It was, for me, a massive, massive letdown.
mhm.
Yeah.
It felt so fucking rushed. It was beyond fucking belief.
Right. You know how we as fans are always complaining about shows having filler episodes or filler content throughout the shows and whatever. And it's like, why are we watching this? This is not even part of the story.
That's literally
Whatever.
what this fucking felt like.
Well, to me, the problem is now I understand why there is filler content. So it doesn't feel like we're literally rushing through a series because they didn't do that at all. Every episode was straight to the point, which is great. Don't get me wrong. That was good. We got all the information we needed, but it felt rushed because there was no subplot. I always notice that the good movies or good shows have a plot or a main plot and a subplot. And throughout the series, you see people struggling with different things, but it all ties to the main plot of the show or the movie. And when they don't give us that, it falls flat. And that is what happened.
This is exactly what happened. And honestly, it boggles the mind how this was meant to be a movie originally. And honestly, I'm glad it wasn't a movie, because had it been, it would have just bombed so fucking hard. And I mean, it's just, you're looking at, what is it, maybe 30 minutes worth of content in each episode. You know, it just, it did not seem like it was well thought out. Like they should have delayed it and put more effort into it, and not, so it wouldn't have turned out like it did. And like I said, not well thought out. And it shows because of the, it shows because it is literally the lowest rated Disney Plus series that Marvel Studios has put out thus far.
One thing that I disagree with you, I think it would have done better as a movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Because watching one episode and waiting for the next week for short episodes was kind of stupid. If they would have just done one movie, and I think, because here's the thing. The second to last episode was great. If they would have continued with the story, or if it would have been the second to last and the last one would have been one episode, it wouldn't have felt that way, because it felt like they cut in a weird spot in the second to last, and then the other one was just he shows up at the camp, or he shows up at the camp, and then they start fighting. And there's the scenes where what's her name?
Gaia.
No, the British lady.
Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia. She is trying to rescue the president.
Mm.
But I don't know. We got that subplot of saving the president late in the show. It wasn't something that they were struggling with from the beginning. I think that would have been a lot better if they would have done that, maybe. I don't know. It felt rushed. And I think it wouldn't have been a great movie. But I think it would have performed better as a movie.
It probably would have been. No, it still would have flopped. Like it would have been slightly better as a movie, but we honestly, I think, still would have just ripped this movie apart, because that whole fight scene between Gravik and Gaia was just ridiculously stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel right, and it didn't look right. Like the effects, the effects just
The only effects that seemed to work is whenever she was using Captain Marvel's
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah. You seen like Drax's arm
And
on her
she
body.
looks at it.
And
She
then-
looks at it and
Yeah, I
Like
flicks
a
didn't
it.
little-
understand that. What's the whole point of having them like become like the person? I understand shape shifting, but also not necessary.
Right.
Well, like
Just having
part of
having the powers would have been enough without all
Right.
the unnecessary shape
Right.
shifting. Plus, the visual effects were shit.
Right.
well,
Yeah.
that's what they do with the Super Scrolls in the comics. It becomes whatever power they're using. That's the part or whatever part of the body
Really?
becomes.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like in the comic book it's different.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they were trying to tell you, this is what they're using now, and
Right.
in a weird way to show it,
Yeah.
obviously. But I didn't hate it as much as everyone did, just because I'm watching a show and not a movie, and
Right.
I'm not expecting as much. There's a lot of the expectations are really high when it comes to anything Marvel.
Right.
So I think that we have to bring it down a little bit, just because it is. I mean, they do have a budget, obviously, and it's not Star Wars, but they don't also use a lot of CGI there.
But the
like
issue
they used
is some of their other series they've done so spectacularly well on. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was an incredible series. I still have to go through Hawkeye, which I'm hearing a lot of good things about. I still need to watch Miss Marvel, which I've heard some decent things about. I've heard a lot more bad things about it because it's apparently a incredibly
Yeah.
low-rated show as well.
right
But
compared
the
to those
thing
shows.
is,
Yes,
right, like this is like by comparison, like some of the biggest disappointment that I've felt, I think, in a series. As much build up as they did, because I was invested in the story, only to just be severely let down at the end.
Right.
Yeah,
I
this
think-
show
I
feels
got-
like
I
it
got what
started
I
in nothing.
expected from it, to be honest. I wasn't expecting much.
Oh, this show feels like it started in nothing and it ended in nothing. Like there was no, it didn't add anything to what we have right now, essentially,
Right.
in my opinion.
It explained
Apart
more.
from that's true. Apart from all the way at the very end with Rhodey and the other person, which I'm assuming we'll talk about later on. That one I didn't see coming. That was a really good plot twist, in my opinion.
Which one?
Martin Freeman. I forget his name. He's in the Black Panther movies.
Oh,
But yeah, like he was a scroll at the
yeah.
beginning, and the
Agent Ross.
Yeah,
Agent Ross.
Yeah,
we knew that.
we
He-
knew that already. I
Funny.
didn't remember that at all.
Well, he
Well,
was
like,
in the first
just-
episode. He's the
Right,
first one
Oh!
that
they
dies.
took over
Yeah.
personality.
That's
of
true.
Right.
See?
So whoever we
didn't-
saw
I
as a
didn't retain
scroll
anything
was in
from
there.
this show.
Pretty much, yeah. Killing the Skrull at the beginning of the first episode, but then you're not seeing him until like the very end of the series when he gets rescued along with everyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
What I'm hoping is that this was just more of a longer introduction to more better things.
Yeah.
Especially, they need to bring Gaia in a lot more other movies, just to see. I mean, she's gonna help. She's not gonna be a villain, I'm guessing. Also, with the extra, I was confused. One thing that did not make sense to me is with the extremis power or whatever that Gravik wasn't able to heal up from this one. It's not like his heart was ripped out; it was just the stomach. It was weird. That was the only weird thing for me. Besides, the
Right.
biggest weird thing for me was that from this finale.
Did we notice the X-Men powers that she used briefly?
The ice thing?
The ice and
No, that was from the Frost Giants. I thought about it too, but then I remember from the earlier episodes how they were talking about the Frost Giants.
yeah, but they didn't mention the frost giants in the harvest.
It wasn't. I guess it was in the harvest, but it they mentioned like they had the
That was probably
list.
collected long before
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endgame.
Well, you know how we had talked about in the computer that she was looking up like all the things that they had. Essentially, they had the frost giants from Jotunheim. They had
Okay.
something obsidian. They had the Groot stuff, and they had something else. The extremis.
Right.
That was the first time that she went into the machine was for that.
Gotcha.
So she already had that power, technically speaking.
And then, well, that, yes, now that you say that, yes, but it gave me a X-Men feel. And then
Yeah,
it
like
gave
Bobby.
me also an X-Men
Iceman.
feel with, even though it was Vision's powers, which I don't know how they have his DNA.
Because
Yeah, that shouldn't be possible.
However,
Well,
it gave me
technically,
Kitty's,
yeah.
what's her
Kitty
name?
Pryde.
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
Because she phased through something,
Mhm.
and I'm like, hey. But that was it. But I
Does
was
he
wrong.
does Vision have blood? I would think so.
He's synthetic.
It has oil.
Well, no, you could consider it because when he got injured in Infinity War, you did
He's
see,
bleeding.
yeah, you did see something coming out of him. I mean, it wasn't
Right.
necessarily blood, but you know, whatever whatever he had
Coolant.
in him when he was
Coolant.
when he was created. Yeah,
Gasoline.
But also I didn't think about that. That is an excellent point. But the cradle in which he was made in was for a synthetic body, not a synthetic body, a human body to be, healed
To
up.
evolve.
Not evolve, but
So-
heal. Just at a faster rate.
So semi-synthetic if you think about it, because
Right.
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Still,
So
The
that
only-
phasing power could have been from Vision because he does
Yeah.
have the power to phase through things.
right.
But yeah, no, I get where
He was
you're
stabbed through the
coming from.
chest.
Wait, what?
Oh, he was stabbed at the beginning of Endgame. Never mind. I'm getting my shit confused. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me.
It's
I'm
all good. But yeah,
Sounds
I
good.
understand.
I think we're
understand
not the
where-
only ones that were confused with a lot of things from Marvel.
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah.
content. There's so many movies.
Yeah.
So blended together.
I think Marvel themselves might be starting to get confused with a lot of the shit that they're doing. But yeah, no, like I said, I see where Lewis is coming from because you see a lot of the powers and you think, oh, this X-Men character has these powers
Mhm.
as well. So it makes sense in that respect as well.
Right. The one thing that obviously didn't catch me off guard, but kind of shocked me was seeing Rhodey get shot in the head. Like, obviously, we know he was a scroll, but the scene itself.
You freaked out for a second. I was like, oh my
Yeah, I
God,
was
it's not
like,
him. Oh no.
Like the first thing I looked for was the blood to make sure it wasn't Rhodey. You imagine?
It's like,
And then
oopsie.
he looks at the gun and he's like, oh shit.
Well, it's like the when they go like the people go crazy at the end of the episode and they declare war with the scrolls and whatnot. And
Mhm.
they start killing all these people that they think they are scrolls. There's one person that did not turn, and it was
Right.
that
She was
They
British.
bleeding
say
red.
it too
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
at the end.
was that British? I don't know who it was, but it was messed up too. Like I was
Mhm.
like, oh shit.
What I'm thinking, I have a theory that this is early, but I have a theory that the president is Skrull. I feel like Rhodey spent way too much time with him alone for him to not have been replaced. It also makes a little bit of sense if he's furthering the conflict between Skrulls and humans, because now Skrulls have a reason to retaliate
Right.
and take over.
I can see that. I can see that the whole thing with Gravik could have been a smokescreen,
Mm-hmm.
and
Somebody else had already
they had a
become
plan,
epic.
right?
Yeah.
And they already had a plan, but the main one is the one playing the president.
Yeah.
That could be, but looking back at that scene with the motorcade and having been attacked, like you can see, and then his reaction when he called that meeting, like you can see how he reacted to having failed. Like that looked genuine. And so
Yeah.
I don't think I feel like that the president is still human. And, you know, regardless of how long Rhodey had been, or Skrull Rhodey had been with him in that hospital, highly unlikely, unless one of the Secret Service agents was posing as a Skrull. It's highly unlikely that he would have been able to make that switch and get the president out, because the Secret Service were all over that place while
Right.
Yeah.
he was in there. So it makes it exceedingly difficult.
I think that we're trying to make this show better.
Not necessarily, but I think it's something to consider. I'm not 100% convinced that he isn't, to be completely honest with you.
I get it. I'm with you. I like that idea. But for the same reason, I just trying to look for reasons why the show would be better.
Oh, no offense, Marvel, but this show sucked. Here's the thing: I don't notice much, and I've never had a Marvel project that I've openly disliked. All of them are, I either care about them a lot or I don't give a shit about them, but there's never any like, ugh.
Right.
But this show, you
Right.
know,
Going back to the point of Miss Marvel having some ups and downs, because it wasn't as bad as She-Hulk. She-Hulk was,
I like She-Hulk.
but the
Or not love, but it was
Right.
okay.
I liked the show, but they went about it like if it was a remake of like if they would have done it in the 70s, like the same humor and
Mhm.
and things like that. But Miss Marvel felt more like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah.
Could be.
It felt
And-
like a teenager show.
It was.
For me,
No,
also,
right.
for me also, it seemed like She-Hulk was trying to kind of emulate Deadpool in the sense where they were just like constant fourth wall breaks by
Yeah, but that's how
main
she is in the
characters.
comic book. That the whole comic, all the series that they have on her in comic
Mhm.
books is that.
Well, right, and that's the thing though. But from my experience, Deadpool just does it so much better.
Oh yeah, because he's an asshole. And
It was
She-Hulk,
also like mature rating basically
right,
versus more family oriented kind of thing. So
right.
Pretty much.
Do you guys have anything else on this episode?
I mean, we could continue ripping this show apart,
Yeah,
but
listen, I never thought I was
Oh.
going to say this, but I am glad this show is over.
yeah.
I think
had
that it was
very
a
high
good.
hopes.
I think it was a just a good introduction to having more of the scrolls showing in the whole Marvel cinema and the universe and whatnot.
Right.
Obviously, they could have done better, but I was not expecting it to be a movie grading show. Like it wasn't that the whole time. It was for me. It's just like showing a little bit more of this side that you haven't seen,
Right.
and a little bit more of this character that you haven't really gotten to know much because it is really secret. So it was just basically Fury's secrets being shown in
Right.
in this show. But I mean,
Now the question is, how long has Rhodey been? Because
I think it was after Endgame because he had the um after in Tony Stark's funeral, he had the braces.
I saw somewhere that one of either the director of the show or somebody had mentioned that he's been a scroll since before Infinity War.
Civil War, maybe
So
But
after
that's when
Civil War.
he
Possible.
fell. Civil War is when
Right.
he
Well, no.
fell, and he couldn't walk when they took him out of that. Everybody walked away besides him.
Yeah, they had to carry him out.
Right.
And then
So
we
any
saw
point
him
after that.
Yeah, and then it's either after Civil War or after Endgame.
Because everyone was dressed the way that they were taken. It's
Hmm.
not like
Oh, he was in
they-
a hospital gown.
right. So it's not like they took them and then they were all in hospital gowns. He was the only one.
Yeah, that's so sad. He doesn't know his bestie's dead.
Right.
Also, here's the thing.
Unless he was at the funeral.
No, because
Just look it up. He had braces on it. Look up later. Pull the movie up. Go to that specific part. He had leg braces on the
yeah,
funeral.
but wouldn't you think that if he was working
If
with
he-
the Avengers the whole time, that they would notice that he didn't have the braces?
Pretty much. He would have.
So he would still have to wear them.
The Skrull Rhodey would have had to have taken those braces and wore those and just masqueraded in those pretty much the entire time.
Right, but everybody knew that he fell. He was in the hospital and whatnot.
Right. But at
So
some point, so if we assume that he was taken at some point after Civil War, but before Infinity War, that means that once you imprison him, take his mind and his body, they would have to have pulled those. They would have seen that he had these braces, which means this guy
Right.
cannot walk under his own power, which means they have to take those off of him and use those and basically masquerade.
right, but he
as
doesn't
him.
have him now. That's the thing. Like, he didn't have him the whole show.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it was after.
Maybe
Unless he was wearing them on the
under his
pants.
suit.
It just doesn't make sense that he was wearing it in the funeral or not after. That's all I'm saying.
The other thing
But
is,
also, the show didn't make sense.
yeah,
It could have been that they fucked up and they forgot to put him on them.
that's also true.
Can you
Certainly
imagine?
possible. So it makes you wonder, based on that, like how much does the real Rhodey know? Does he even know that Tony Stark's dead?
Right.
So he does have it in the scene, but I'm still like, if you're gonna go through the trouble of kidnapping somebody and stealing their memories, like stealing their braces is not that fucking far-fetched. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe he was going to a surgery, and that's when they took it. Another surgery. We
That
don't
could
know
be it
yet.
too.
We'll figure it out
So
later.
that so basically that corrected it enough to where he could like finally start walking without them.
Right.
Yeah.
They faked
It's
him. That,
definitely-
we're
it's
gonna cure
definitely
you.
possible.
We're gonna cure you and take him into the hospital. And
We're gonna
that's when they
try
took
this and hope it works, and then
him.
oh my god, it's a miracle! I can walk again.
Right.
They're probably going to explain it all in Armor Wars.
Well,
Could
they'll
be.
just brush it off.
It could
We'll
be.
see.
Because yeah, I mean that's the thing. I'm thinking that he was taken like shortly after Civil War and
Right.
before Infinity War. So I've got this feeling that he doesn't. So based on where we are now, I've got this feeling that he doesn't know everything that's happened and that he doesn't know that Tony's dead.
Right.
Okay. So I have an answer for you guys. So Ali Selim, I think that's the way you say his name, director of Secret Invasions, discussed a major revelation in the series where Rhodey was replaced by a skull. He says that a lot of people have asked about definitely when did Rhodey ? I think his leg's not working in the end of the episode 6, and him being in the hospital gown points to, and then Captain America Civil War. However, Rhodey's scroll replacement is open to interpretation, encouraging fans to analyze every scene. He hinted that the answer to this question might be unveiled in the upcoming movie Armor Wars.
Of course.
So we are going to get an
brushing it
answer,
off.
but it's
I think it was because the more people watch it,
Mm.
that too.
so they'll probably he probably put it as, okay, we're gonna do this, so people
Rewatch
go
it.
back, rewatch it, and see where, like, and they'll rewatch the whole season because they want to see where did he
And
not
then go
wear
to the
them,
movies too.
right? So fun.
Yeah.
Marketing.
It's going to be interesting.
All right.
People.
Let's
One
move
last
on.
thing.
No,
No,
we've
one last
40
thing.
minutes on this 30 minutes.
Well, one last thing.
Our episode's
Let's
already
finish.
longer.
I'm gonna keep talking. Do you feel uncomfortable whenever they show what's his face kissing?
No.
No, I feel like he's like everybody's grandpa, cranky grandpa at that. but
You
now
still
he's
need
like making
love.
out on
Fury?
screen. Yeah.
You still need
It
love.
feels wrong.
I
I'm not
didn't care
saying he
about
doesn't
that.
need love. Everybody needs love, but like, stop
I
making
was
out.
like,
It's weird.
"Aw,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how they
well,
aw,
I
they
was
love
like,
each
this
other."
guy is like, I'm
Interracial.
gonna kill
Nice.
everybody. Cool, but then like, I'm gonna
It's
Like,
to
make
show
out with you
people that
now.
doesn't matter
It's
your skin
weird.
color.
It's strange.
It shows you. It doesn't
It's
matter
very
who
unlike
you are,
Fury.
it made
how
you
old
happy
you
for
are,
Clara.
what color you are. You should still love each other.
Now we understand the implication behind it. It's just it seemed just a tiny bit cringe.
It was cringe. Just like stop. Why?
He
It's
likes
not.
frogs, though.
Here's the thing. It's one of those things that's like obviously you know what happens, but at the same time you don't need to explicitly say it or show it. And it feels like they're trying to drive home a point home that's not necessary.
This rant feels like the people that don't like same-sex people to kiss each other in movies, that feels
Yep.
the same way.
Yep.
You
So
do
don't be
realize I
like,
kiss same-sex people, right?
I'm
Yeah,
just saying
but
it compares to the people that it's like we can't be against aliens. We know they exist. So
It's not about the aliens. You guys are making it about the aliens. It's not about the aliens.
we gotta care about their hearts and
Yeah,
know,
for
they're
sure.
gonna become
we
But
gotta
best
care
then,
about
friends.
old people too, man.
oh my god, that's not even the point.
We're
It's
gonna move
not.
on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Stop for a second. It's not. It's not about not caring about who loves who or who hates who or whatever. And this is not something that we really talk about because we're not about that. But there's a difference between loving who you love and putting forth or pushing an agenda. And it seems to be a lot of what Disney has been doing recently, not just Marvel, but Star Wars and a lot of the other shit that they've been doing. I'm not going to delve too deep into it because that's not what we do.
Equality, man, equality.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Green people need love too,
Yes.
and
As
old
Yoda.
people, and people with one eye too. Man, what the green people with one eye. Mike Wazowski. Moving on. Sounds good.
Mike Wazowski.
Let's go to a break. We'll be right back.
Mike Wazowski. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Green people need loving too. Oh man. All right, guys, welcome back. If you are just joining us, we were just talking about Secret Invasion and our rant about Secret Invasion went longer than the episode. So,
That's kind of sad.
yeah.
Yeah, right?
Feel free to comment how you feel about it.
Yeah. All right. So, final trailer of Blue Beetle.
Ooh.
Like
I
every
have-
trailer that we've seen, it was great. But this one,
Yeah, I think in this one they show more of the villain side, but I'm excited about this movie actually.
Is it
more
me
than-
or lately all the trailers are showing way too much?
I think that they are showing way too much.
Yeah.
Actually, in the Flash, just going a little bit back a little bit, the trailers showed a lot, but there's also a lot more in the movie that you
Right.
can enjoy. So they didn't throw it off too much. So I'm hoping they're doing the same for Bluebeetle. Bleh. Yes.
12% alcohol. Sounds good.
Yes.
What do you guys think of the trailer? Lola, did you watch it?
I did watch it actually.
Cool.
I
I didn't know if you did because I don't see you
saying anything while I was doing homework because I got home late because I had to take the dog to
say homework.
wherever I had to take to. Well, yeah, I had to look for the movie theories. I had to look for Would You Rathers. I had to watch the YouTube videos that you guys sent, and I had to watch the Marvel episode. So I had homework.
Last minute, as always.
Yeah, well, that's my best work, honey.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Procrastinator until my death.
The Procrastinator podcast.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much.
Anyways,
Blue
I'm
Beetle.
excited about the movie. Besides how the trailer looks, it's because of the director
Right.
of being Puerto Rican. And as soon as I learned about it, I started following him and all that stuff. I didn't know that he was doing that. But yeah, the movie looks like the trailer looks really interesting.
This everything around Blue Beetle reminds me of Black Panther.
Explain.
Everybody in the movie was black or African. And this one, everyone is Hispanic, including the director.
Gerald Brown.
Right. So that's why it reminds me of the Black Panther dynamic.
Okay. At least it's not. It wouldn't be in around. Like it's not like in a Hispanic country or anything.
Right. No, I get that.
But I see where you're going, and I like that they have obviously introduced more Hispanic characters and Hispanic directors and all that stuff in Hollywood and whatnot. But yeah, when I was reading more of the history about not history, but I just read a little bit about Blue Beetle and how it came up, and it's always been Jaime Reyes.
Right.
I'm excited to watch.
I've been a fan of Blue Beetle since it wasn't Teen Titans. It was Young Justice.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the first time that I saw Blue Beetle. Other than obviously I've seen him in other things, but that they deep dive into his character. His character is ruthless because the Beetle doesn't care. It's a machine. It's an AI.
That must have been. I'm curious as to when they kind of changed his character to what it was, because my first introduction to Blue Beetle was in the Death of Superman comic, and at that version of him had no powers. He was just a normal human guy.
I don't remember, but the ruthless with powers that it's very very high tech Iron Man suit.
I noticed. I literally watched the trailer as you guys were talking because I'd forgotten about it up until now.
Yeah, like it looks like when they introduced Blue Beetle like way back in I don't know 1939 is when they introduced his character. It was a police officer wearing a bulletproof costume. So it's definitely has changed.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
evolved since then.
Plenty.
Yeah.
And am I the only one that sees that they're using Blue Beetle to launch the new DC universe with a character that reminds me of Iron Man? And Iron Man was
Yeah.
the character that launched the MCU.
It seems like it, and there are going to be a lot of people that are going to draw that comparison, and there's going to be a lot of people that fucking hate what's going on because of the whole Snyderverse Henry Cavill shit. It's I find it rather aggravating that people just cannot fucking move on.
Right.
And it seems like they're going to go out of their way to make sure that all of these fucking movies fail.
Right.
And
that
it's
just
like-
hurts us. Like,
it
the
hurts
same people
fucking
that are-
fandom as a whole, because this is what fucking throws me. It's like, do you honestly, and this is directed at the assholes that really are fucking doing this shit on
you know what?
purpose.
You tell them. Tell me how you feel.
Like, do you honestly think that seeing these and forcing these fucking movies to fail, do you honestly think it's going to get them to go back to the way shit was? You think they're going to bring back fucking Snyder? You think they're going to bring back Cavill? No, they're going to see these movies fail, and then they're going to stop fucking making them, and then that's going to be bad for everybody, because then we're not going to have this shit, and then you're not going to have the kind of competition, and then Marvel is going to wind up fucking suffering as a result, because then competition breeds innovation in every aspect, period.
You fucking tell them. Tell them, man.
Literally, like we need these companies competing against each other in order to keep them on, keep them on their toes, and to continue to innovate, to continue to improve and make a better fucking product, and purposefully causing something to flop or fail just because you were butthurt over a decision that was made. And yes, I get it. The decision fucking sucked. Henry Cavill, for all of the Snyderverse's faults, was a very, very good Superman. I get it. But seriously, let the man, James Gunn, let him work. Let him cook. Let him figure this out.
I texted him. I'm like, clap sound, please. Clap sound. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Seriously.
10 out of
because
10,
if you
Justin.
don't- Because if you
That was a
don't,
good one.
Yeah.
That was a great
Yeah.
one.
the whole of the fandom suffers as a result, because there are people out there that want to see this and want to genuinely give it a chance. I'm liking what I see. And, there is a genuine comparison, with this and, starting the DCU and the beginnings of the MCU with Iron Man. That makes
Right.
a lot of sense, but they need to play it. They need to play it right.
I love it.
Lola, you score. Ryan missed part of it.
Well, that's why I said 10 out of 10. Usually it's through 5, but damn.
That was
Well
great.
earned. Yeah,
Listen,
really was.
don't-
Lots
don't
of
get me-
passion.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm with you. I do see the comparison, and I think it's funny.
Oh,
But I am hopeful for this movie because I want this movie to succeed. I want to see the more money that DC gets, the more motivated they're going to be to make good movies. Because do you think that if Iron Man would have flopped, it would have continued?
No.
Like if they would have started in Iron Man 3, then yeah, it would have.
No, for sure.
If
Yeah, I like
Iron
that
Man
movie.
had if Iron Man had flopped, then their hopes likely would have rested on Incredible Hulk, and we know how that fucking turned out.
Yeah, no.
That was terrible.
So two back-to-back failures would have derailed the entire MCU before it ever got off the ground.
But hey,
And
that,
all
And
their-
DC's been trying because they've had back to back, but to back to back to back to back to back to back.
the if it wasn't
Well-
because of the whole like Ezra Miller thing, I think the Flash would have done a lot better. But
Mhm.
anyways, I'm excited for DC to do better because I want them to maybe do something with Marvel later on in the future, and that would
Mm.
be pretty cool.
Like the crossover comic books that they have, like
Well,
Spider-Man
yeah, no,
and
that's what I'm saying.
Batman.
Of course, yeah,
They've done DC and Marvel crossovers, so I mean, you want to see stuff like this.
of course.
But both franchises, both cinematic universes have to succeed in order for this to even be a remote possibility.
You see, like Marvel was like way up here that you can't even see my hand, and then it's been dropping down with the shows a little bit. So DC has a little bit of time to catch up until they start coming up with the
They should start. Yeah, they
movies.
have ground right now. Okay. We're restarting the universe
Mm.
with a Marvel alumni.
Right.
So let
That did
use
great.
the fucking momentum.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. And if Blue Beetle succeeds, then I think they have a solid base to start from in order to get this going.
Yeah, and Ryan did mention bring back Tim Burton's Bat for Batman, and I think they should do it.
Yeah.
I think they should bring that old school Batman movie kind of thing.
Like dark. Like
So if you haven't seen The Flash though, that fighting scene for Batman itself, it was fucking awesome. If they do something like that in the future, I think they are onto something.
I spoiled myself the movie.
Did you watch some of
I
those?
I have a bunch of TikToks and what happens with the characters but it at the same time it's been what, a month and a half
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
it's been out. So
I'm gonna rent it and just watch it and get it out of the way. And
I just don't feel like I want to pay $20 for renting a movie that I can buy for $5 more. But if
Yeah,
I want to
right.
watch it now,
point.
You gotta pay that. Yeah, but just think about it. If you pay the $20 or the $25 at the movie theater ticket and buying fucking popcorn, and that's $40 already. So just buy the movie.
So basically, yeah, you're basically
Yeah.
renting one viewing
Yeah.
for just
so
a few hours. So
exactly.
and when
Instead
I
of-
rent it, I can watch it as many times as I want for 48 hours. I get it. Not going to.
so spend the $5 extra, buy the movie. Point taken.
Right. Right. All right. Anything else on Blue Beetle? Because we should not spend any more time as a fucking trailer.
Well, the thing is that when you have this, so when
We're
You
moving
know-
on.
Yeah, no, good trailer. Excited for the movie. Hopeful that this whole thing goes through. Fingers crossed. Fans don't fuck this up.
Yeah. What he said. You tell him. Preach. Let him cook. All right. Nintendo.
Yes.
Sorry, I moved the screen of where I was reading, and then I was like, where is it? Nintendo. Yeah. Next console. Next gen console.
Yep.
Do we think it's happening? Do we think that... Because IGN is very reliable source. They're
Well,
not
let's-
going to... Well, they didn't give us specifics. But they, as the reputation of IGN, they wouldn't say something that they didn't hear from the horse's mouth.
Well, the source came from an article from videogamechronicles.com. And then they have the article was written by who the fuck wrote it? Let me see. Andy Robinson wrote this article, and there's been several sources, I guess, with knowledge of their next gen console plans that are saying that, yeah, it's likely to be you guys are my source. Reliable isn't the word I'd use. Point taken, Ryan.
Yeah, but we're not IGN.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really put too much stock into anything, like next gen hardware related, especially when it comes to Nintendo, unless Nintendo themselves make the announcement. And so I pretty much, no matter how reliable the sources are, you always have to take it with a grain of salt because things can change. They always, especially Nintendo, they always like to keep those plans as close to the chest as possible.
Wait,
Leaks
sorry. Ryan, go fuck yourself. How dare you? Carry on.
I'm not paying attention to the chat, so I don't even know what he said.
He said about as reliable as Remy.
Oh God!
You see why I had to stop you?
Yeah, I get it now. But yeah, no, they always play, like Nintendo especially, they always play it close to the chest, especially when it comes to like upcoming hardware. Leaks happen from time to time, or potential leaks and things like that. Oh yeah, no, and it's hit a fever pitch again over these last couple of weeks. Everybody's been talking about it. Apparently there's supposed to be another Pokemon Presents coming in the next week and a half or so. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on that as well. But they're saying that, yeah, second half of 2024. I mean, I pretty much assume that they're going to release it in 2024, but my bets are closer to the end of the year, holiday season and all that stuff. So I think that would give them more time to have a more solid launch lineup.
Right.
And then obviously taking advantage of the holiday season, and then obviously with production and that, just to make sure, because the article itself also mentions that they want to make sure that they avoid what happened with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, which I mean had a lot to do essentially with the part shortage that COVID caused.
Right.
And so so basically, like, Sony and Microsoft are only just coming into their stride with these new consoles that they have. So even though, like, yeah, they've been on the market for 4 years, but they've been incredibly like hard to find because of the lockdowns and all that stuff, and because production got so stunted. So like it's been slow going for them to kind of build up and actually hit their stride. And so like they're just starting to do that. And so Nintendo waiting, I think, until, I mean, even if it was second quarter of this year, I think they would be in a good position to repeat the success of the Switch. But I think they'd be better placed to wait until the end of the year to take advantage of that holiday rush, because I think more people are going to want to take a look at, this new console that Nintendo has out, plus this, this incredible launch library that they could have. And so, and there's a lot of things that people are talking about. One thing that I think is confirmed at this point, they have confirmed that this is going to be physical media as well, just like the Switch with the game cards. Backwards compatibility is Nintendo hasn't said anything about, so that's still unclear at this point. And then, because Nintendo has said themselves that they want to convert as many of the 100+ million Switch owners to the new system as they can. And so if they play it right, then they can do that. But, and here's another one, it's not really going to delve into a rant so much, because there's some third-party publishers are saying that they are concerned that legacy support for Switch games could negatively affect sales of their next-gen titles on that console. And I look at it, and I honestly, because I was watching Nintendo Prime's video, and like him, I have to call bullshit on that, because you're looking at PlayStation 5, and it would probably run better than Lewis's PC at this point. EA, get on that. but yeah, no, but like the point being, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are both backwards compatible with the previous gen titles, and that has not really affected the sales of next gen titles on those that are made specifically for those consoles.
Right.
So I think honestly, those publishers' concerns are a little unfounded because, yeah, maybe like not everybody is going to find a title on the launch that they want to play right off the bat. I honestly think they'd be few and far between because, I mean, think about it. If the Switch 2 launches with the new Metroid Prime 4, that's a system seller in and of itself, I think. I would definitely, like, I honestly am going to get this console day one, period. And at least 2, 3, maybe 4 launch titles, depending on what they release.
Right.
So it may, you know, Metroid Prime 4 is a definite. And I think they're gonna launch with that. I don't think they're gonna release that until, because I think, like I said, I think one of the previous episodes we talked about it. It's gonna be like the swan song for the Switch and a launch title for the next hardware. And yeah, it's.
You think we're gonna get a new Mario Kart launch day?
I doubt it. With as well as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still doing now,
They could do a remake or something. Like, it's
yeah,
like,
no, it would have to be probably a year. I think my guess would probably be about a year or so in to the life cycle of the new system before we get another Mario Kart.
Right.
And I would probably say the same with Smash Brothers if we do get another Smash. But
Whoa.
no smash.
yeah, I know we're not that type of podcast. But yeah, no, if we do get another Smash Brothers, but that yeah, with Smash Ultimate being the kind of game that it was, and having literally every character and that from previous titles, I don't see another one coming out, at least for a while, if at all. But Mario Kart. Oh my God. Well, then what the fuck are you still doing here, Ryan?
He was talking to you.
He's talking about Smash Burger.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I don't see Mario Kart at launch on there unless it's another Mario Kart 8 remake, and that would just be beating a dead horse at this point.
Right.
I don't think it would do nearly as well as Deluxe did with the Switch.
I just don't know what else. I don't know what else they would do with Mario Kart. You know, like what we expect is what would they have already?
What I would like to see if they were to do another Mario Kart is like what they did with Smash Ultimate, is every track, obviously more kart, obviously more kart combinations, more customization with the parts in that. Every character that's ever been in Mario Kart and that, just do like a Mario Kart Ultimate or something like that, and then
bring Pikachu and
obviously you would
Metroid.
have some more new characters that you wouldn't expect to have on there. Plus, you can continue to expand that with more DLC after the fact.
Right.
Mario Kart Plus. That's the name.
That sounds like more as like a games as a service thing on like a streaming service.
But if they come out with that name, then I said it first, so it's recorded.
Checks in the mail.
Amy.
I'm gonna cut it out of the episode.
It's live.
I'll take it down.
All right. You can go into YouTube Studio.
Hey, we all got a cut. We all got a cut. It's okay.
Okay, good.
I can
okay.
share.
Then I'll leave it up.
Oh
Do
man.
you have anything else on this subject? Because we still have Lola's theories, and I know Lola isn't feeling quite well, so I want to get to her part so we can close it out.
Let's go through Lola's.
All right.
All right. So for theory 1, we had spoken about this briefly, Peter Pan, but not the same way. I saw something about him being the Green Reaper rather than an angel of death. In this one, though, it says that Peter Pan never wants the lost boys to grow up. So once they start growing up, he kills them. However, in this version, Captain Hook and his crew are previous lost boys, and that's where the rivalry between them comes from.
I remember that.
Interesting.
Yeah. The second one is a Titanic theory. Again, we're losing we're losing steam in the interesting one. So, it says that Jack
It's
never
still movie
existed.
theory.
Well, yeah, I guess. It says that Jack never existed. It was due to Rose being upset at the arranged marriage, and her mind kind of created Jack as a means to escape.
I
And
can
that's
see
why
that.
there's no record of him. I've also
Keep
seen
checking.
another one that says that he's from the future.
Yeah, because the lake that he talks about when he's talking to her, it's a man-made created lake, and it wasn't created until like 8 years after the Titanic sank.
Also, apparently, the way he dresses it's not correct for the time period. Look, crazy bitch.
Yeah, that's
Her
fucked up. You
imaginary
imagine?
friend.
Now that's a good point, Ryan.
That's fucked up.
Well,
Uh.
it makes sense because she didn't have to marry him anymore, so she didn't need her imaginary friend anymore. So
she didn't want to. Well, maybe she didn't want to marry anybody, and she's like, "Ugh, now my imagination's asking me for marriage. Fuck that bitch."
Oh shit.
Okay, so for would you rather, option 1 is having strength but not the muscle, having super strength but not the muscle control to apply a gentle touch, or you can conjure anything but everything's made out of bubbles.
Wait, what was the second one again?
You can conjure anything, like you can conjure.
Conjure.
Conjure, thank you.
You can
A
create
sword?
things out of.
You can create things from your mind, but for example, you can create a sword, but it's made out of bubbles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
that is so pointless. But I
But
picked
you
that.
can do it though. It's a
Can
cool
I
party
kill
trick.
people with it?
Probably not.
What
It's
was the
fucking
first one again?
bubbles.
Sorry. I don't know.
Having super strength, but not the muscle control to apply a gentle touch. So everything that you do is with super strength. So if you were gonna like open your your
Damn.
door, you'd probably like take it off the hinges.
Yeah, with
I choose
Ryan,
bubbles.
mind your business.
little to no effort. Jeez.
Bubble theme park. Let's go. Lots of money.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, it'd be a pretty neat party trick.
Hell yeah!
Let's go
I
with-
pick bubbles.
Let's go with bubbles.
I choose the super strength.
He's gonna go into the theme park and blowing shit up.
Smash. Now that we're there.
smash.
That's funny. That's
And
what- that's
apparently,
what I
the
got for you
theme of the
bitches.
episode is smashing. So
Yeah, apparently so.
okay. So bubbles and super strength.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Anything else?
that's all I got for
I'll
you.
be brushing my teeth and then
There go your teeth.
Yeah, right.
Just
Jeez.
be careful with brushing your tongue.
Oh fuck.
wiping my butt.
With your toothbrush? That's weird.
Yes.
Let the man live.
With the sonic
Do you
toothbrush.
imagine him taking a shit? Destroys the toilet.
Literally would have to
Yeah.
have his toilet replaced every goddamn day.
God damn. All right. If you guys don't have anything else, Perfect. All right. So don't forget to go on our website, thenerdarchive.com. If you want to find all of our episodes, you can find them there. You can also find gaming or nerdy apparel that we have created. There's newer designs that I uploaded not too long ago. And you might crush something if you're not careful. Yeah, no, you got to be careful with that. Okay. Also, don't forget to go on our social media just to connect with us. And where, what can you do, Justin?
Click all the things.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful. Going dark. All right. Also, don't forget to join our Discord. We do game nights every Saturday night. We play Among Us, a dark
Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh yeah.
And we are planning to play Mario Kart. So fun things. If you also want to connect with people that are just like you, that have dark humor or like nerdy things, if you want to talk about tech, anything like that, make sure you join our Discord. They are down below. That's it, right? Just making sure I said everything. All right. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us today. And on behalf of Lola, Justin, Yadi, and Lewis, this was the Nerd Archive Podcast. See you next week. Deuces.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Bye.